Hello, so today we're going to be looking at how to stain one of our NCBE DNA gels. So first, if you just run your gel, you need to obviously remove your carbon fibre electrodes and then pour off the running buffer from your gel. Do this obviously very carefully, and if the gel feels loose at all, then cover the gel with your hand, the gel tank with your hand. You're then going to do a few washes with water just to remove any of the salts from the TBE running buffer. So do this at least 2 or 3 times with distilled or deionized water. Next, you're then going to flood your gel tank with Toluidine Blue stain. So this has been diluted from the one that we would have sent you, which is at a 2 times concentration. Once you've flooded your gel tank, make sure the gel is completely covered and has a good amount covering it, then set a timer for 4 minutes. Once your 4 minutes is up, you're then going to pour off your Toluidine Blue. Now you can pour this back into the bottle because this can be reused up to 3 times. Next, you're then going to wash your gel, and this is to get rid of any unwanted dye, any Toluidine Blue that is just going to give you background staining. So you're going to wash it quite a few times, again being super careful not to pour your gel out with the water, and you're going to keep washing it until the water looks at least fairly clear, and the more times you do this really the less background staining you'll have. So we recommend at least 3 or 4 times, and you can sort of see here that the water is getting clearer each time I pour it off, but your gel will look blue, and that is normal. Now you're just going to leave that then, and you can use the comb from running your gel as a cover so that the gel doesn't dry out and shrink overnight. So the next day, hopefully you will see some nice bands like this. Sometimes you can see the bands a little bit before 24 hours, so you can certainly check after a couple of hours. But generally we would say just leave it overnight and then have a look at it the next day. Now what we've done here is we've left the gel for 24 hours to develop the bands, and then we've done some further washes with more water. So we've poured water onto the gel, we've left it for an hour or so, and then changed the water. This has resulted in less background, which does make it a bit easier and a bit clearer seeing the bands. And you can see, if you compare it here, there definitely then seems to be less background, and it is a bit clearer. But that it does very much obviously depend on whether you've got time to do this, and is very much optional. Now we're going to have a look at staining your gel with Toluidine Blue a few days after running your gel. So we ran our gel and we then wrapped it up in cling film and popped it in the fridge. We left it in the fridge for a few days, and we then stained it with Toluidine Blue and did the same procedure as you see earlier in this video. And these were the results. So this is after then leaving it for 24 hours and then doing a couple of additional washes. And you can still see bands. So this is possible. So if you are running a gel with your class and then you're not going to see them for a few days, you haven't got another lesson for a few days, and you want them to do the staining, it is possible to do this, and it is possible to still see bands. Now what we would say is don't leave it for more than a few days in the fridge, because when we tried that, the bands then really did start to become very diffuse and hard to see. I hope that's helpful. Thank you.